I've got a couple pounds of crab cleaned and washed. And I washed it with the juice of a lemon and cool water, and I drained it dry. They're cut in half, so you can see half of a crab there, nice and clean. And to that, I'm going to add some salt. And you're wondering, well, Chris, there's a lot of shell there. Is it going to pick up? Well, there's also some open spaces where that salt is going to go in and do its thing. And the other thing I want to do is some fresh ground black pepper. Now, I know Caribbean people love our green seasoning. And if you want to put your Caribbean green seasoning in there, by all means, go ahead. Uncle Chris is not hating. What I do want to put, though, is some cornstarch. And the reason for the cornstarch is it's going to create a sort of a batter, a sort of a dry batter, a coating on the crab, which later on when we make the pepper crab, the sauce is going to help stick to the crab. In goes that cornstarch, and all I'm going to do is give that a good mix just to coat the crab with it. I've got hot vegetable oil, and all I'm doing is adding the crab directly to that hot oil, and that's going to help sort of pre-cook it before we put it back into that pepper sauce. And when I say pepper sauce, I don't mean hot sauce, I mean pepper crab sauce, yeah? And the reason why I'm using my wok today is because it has high sides and it won't splatter and make a big mess. The whole idea is to quickly fry this, not to cook it for too long, because it's seafood. Seafood cooks quickly, yeah? And you can see the color is already changing. I just want to move it around in that hot oil just for a bit, about 3 or 4 minutes, and it will finish cooking in the sauce. We'll remove it and set it aside. I have a bowl already waiting here for that. So I'm just going to give it another minute or so, and then I'll remove it. Grab these out of the oil, give them a good little shaky shake, and into the sort of bowl that I have waiting on the side there. Then you're going to turn off the stove. You're going to drain off the oil that's in here. Not down your sink, because you don't want to cause problems blocking up your pipes and stuff like that, yeah? In the same wok, I'm going to go in with some chili oil, and that's about 1.5 tablespoons of that chili oil. And I'm immediately going to go in with onion, julienne ginger, and bell peppers. Keeping in mind that the handle of your wok, I've got burned before by touching the candle here, but I'm just going to hit that a little stir like this, so just to soften everything up, to bring out the fragrance of that ginger. And you know, the pepper and onion and all that is just a sort of a supporting cast, as well as to give it some texture and to also help flavor everything. Now, we talked about pepper. This is pepper crab, so you know there's going to be different layers of pepper. And when I say pepper, I don't mean black pepper, and I don't mean bell pepper or sweet pepper. I mean the heat. I mean boom, 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 Caribbean sunshine in your face. Now, we've done pepper shrimp. I've got quite a few different recipes for making pepper shrimp on CaribbeanPots.com. I've done pepper lobster as well. So if you're interested in those recipes, head over there and, you know, do your thing. Of course, there's going to be garlic, nice chunks of garlic. The full recipe in a printable format, as always, will be available at CaribbeanPot.com. And besides the chili oil, here's the second layer of heat, and that is just some bird's eye or Thai chili or blue pepper, as we call it in the Caribbean. That's going to bring that heat in there. And this is what they look like, if you're wondering. I just gave them a rough chop. Just going to go ahead and hit that, another quick stir. Oh, one overboard there, boy. Chris, you're always making a mess of ya. Anyhow, you notice how quickly this is all coming together, yeah? To that, I'm going to add some light soy sauce. The sort of other heat is some gochujang, the Korean pepper paste. I'm going to add that in there. To flavor, we're going to go in with some oyster sauce. And you won't believe how incredible the kitchen is smelling with that ginger and everything else that I have in there. And whatever is left back there gotta be make its way in, yeah? And for Chris not wasting out there, you know. What's that? A bit of water just to create a sauce. For another layer of heat, you know, we got to introduce that Caribbean Sunshine, that Scotch bonnet pepper. I'm just gonna toss that whole in there. And I'm gonna hit that a nice little sauce just to make sure everything softens up and that Scotch bonnet pepper does its thing. If you don't have Scotch bonnet, no, here's the thing, this is pepper crab. If you're not into pepper, well, of course you're gonna have to hold back and probably just not make this all together. The whole idea here is pepper crab is to have it with that bang, you know what I mean? So, but I'm just gonna let that soften up for one more minute and then we'll finish up things. Time to introduce back the crab into the pot. Of course, we gotta toss it in that lovely peppery sauce that we created on the bottom down there. Want to make sure everything is coated, and this is where, if you recall at the very start of the recipe there, I told you all we're using some of that cornstarch to adhere to the crab. So this way it's gonna suck up the sauce that we created. And notice on the bottom there how it's already going. That is exactly what we wanted. So I'm just gonna continue mixing this up. I'm gonna give it another minute or so just for the crab to warm back and to suck up some of that sauce. And we're pretty much done. But we have one more ingredient, and that is to finish off with a little bit more onion flavor, courtesy of some scallion, yeah, some chopped scallion. What I also have, and this is fresh out of the garden, the final layer of pepper, the final layer of heat. It's gonna come compliments of these bad boys, some wiri peppers, and you're gonna go whole just like this at the end to finish off. So when you're eating and you want that extra kick, that extra spice level, pow pow, you can pop them in your mouth. Yeah boy, there's all kind of things happening here. In goes the scallion along with the wiri peppers. And it is that simple. Notice how quickly we put that together, what, in less than 25 minutes or so. And I'm talking from frying, well, pre-frying the crab and everything else. Just look at that niceness, my boy. Oh gosh, I'm so smelling good in the kitchen here. Sup, soldiers? Listen, if you enjoy this recipe, I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and click that bell notification thing. If you've made the recipe, take a picture and send it to me. Email address down here. I mean, trying to tell people the email address, then Butts will take the address and do all kind of thing with it. And tag me on Instagram at Caribbean Pod. I really appreciate you guys, and thanks for being in my kitchen with me today. Irie. Chris here, CaribbeanPod.com. Always a pleasure having you all in the kitchen with me. I do hope you all get an opportunity to give this one a try, but remember to keep in mind that it is very spicy. After all, it is pepper crab, a lovely side dish here to serve when you're enjoying some alcoholic beverages. Big people thing, because we are trying to encourage the kids to burn up their mouth and all kind of thing like that. Irie?